Bum, bum,
Bum,
ba-da-dum,
bum,
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 bum.
bum, bum.
Bring it, Laser Day.
Bring it. Bring the action.
Where are they?
I mean, kind of. It's like
Oh.
lasers.
Which actually
But-
sort of fits out the Dodgers.
Oh, that's the wrong part.
Oh,
it's
oh,
wrong part.
songs.
Sometimes we just
We're
technology
over
doesn't
today.
work.
Welcome to the Blue Review presented by LAX.
Dang
I'm
it.
Marcus Grant, Greg Bergman, and Parker Bell. We're trying to play Keep Your Head Up, not the Tupac version. I have no idea who sings that version of it. I just know the song.
This is Andy Grammer.
Okay, sure.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who he is, but
Sure. I feel like I've heard the name before. I couldn't have told you that before that anyway. Anyway, the point is the Dodgers won yesterday. It was stressful. It was eventful, but they got it done in 11 innings. 5-4 was the final score. A whole lot of wildness and wackiness and weirdness from that game that we're going to get into. But the important part is the magic number can be counted on one finger. That's it. Some combination of Dodger wins and Padre losses equaling one means the Dodgers are NOS champions for the 12th time in 13 seasons. So we can potentially celebrate that as well today. In the meantime,
we can because
yes.
You gotta keep your head up.
Whoa.
Yay.
All right, we got it
Oh.
Hooray! Something's working around here.
Yay.
I want to go shout out to the folks at LAX, transforming the travel experience, saving guests time. For more information, you can go to flylax.com/transforminglAX. I'm just glad the mood on this show is better. Like yesterday, we were pretty rough.
It's a stressful ride.
Wasn't great, Bob.
Not great, Bob. So where do you want to start with this, Greg? Start with Snell, start with the extra innings and Robleski. You feel like you have a handle on what Dave Roberts is trying to do right now, and I would love for you to enlighten me.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably just in my brain, but I think I've just got some clarity this morning, and I feel make me feel better. And I'm probably just making it up, but I don't think we see any of these guys in the postseason. I don't think that he's going to run out. I think these last few games now, last 4 games, they're going to get that one win, or the Padres are going to lose, and that's how they're going to win the division. And they're aware of that. They're just going to keep putting guys out there to see what they can do, but they're going to eventually just use the Kershaws and the Rokis, and they're going to do things like that, and maybe a little bit of piggybacking as well. But I don't think we will see. We'll see Blake Trinan most likely, but we won't see Trainer Scott. We won't see any of the guys that are destroying games. I don't think we see Dreyer. I don't think so. I feel like. I don't know. I just feel like they're going to tighten up the bullpen so much that it's only going to be a couple guys if it's not a starter. And maybe that's just wishful thinking, Marcus, but that's how I feel at this moment in time. Am I crazy?
I don't think you're crazy. I do think this was kind of I won't say one last chance, but this was like, hey, this is a chance for, Edgardo Henriquez, Jack Dreyer, Blake Trinan, a chance to kind of get back on the horse. And, like you're a parent, this is your last chance. I'm telling you right now, okay, this is it. All right, if you don't do it, and I'm gonna turn this car around. I think that's kind of what that was for Dave Roberts yesterday. We talked about it in the chat last night, Parker. I was still surprised, and it worked out, but I still think it was a mistake to only go with Roki Sasaki for 1 inning. I'm trying to figure out the logic. Maybe it's so they could possibly bring him back today if necessary, but that seemed a little bit too cautious for me.
I think that's probably the best, reasoning as to why. That way he can get different looks, different at bat, like facing different batters, and you want him to be available for multiple days. But yeah, it was interesting. I felt that he could have gone a little longer. He was dominating, and I mean, that's the guy. I mean, I know that there's been a lot of names thrown around who will come in and save this bullpen. Reliever Roki is here, and he's here to stay until, of course, he becomes a dominant starting pitcher next year. But he is there, and he's there to stay for this playoff.
The velocity was great. The movement was great. I definitely believe in the idea of letting hitters sort of tell you how a pitcher is going. And I just know that the Diamondbacks looked really uncomfortable standing in against Roki Sasaki, and he looked a lot more comfortable standing in against, Edgardo Henriquez. last night. So I don't know. I felt like Greg was 13 pitches or whatever it was he threw. Like there was,
right around there.
I was willing to let him go another inning, partially to avoid the meltdown that eventually happened, and also just I wanted to see more of him. But we also got our first look at Close Shaw. But go ahead. No, go ahead about Roki too.
No, yeah, Roki. I would love to talk about Roki for just a second. And so I kind of get it. It was his first time pitching since May in the big leagues, and although he was pitching multiple innings in minor leagues, it's different. First time seeing major league hitting again in quite some time, and to look as good as he did. It's at some points it's just better to be like, okay, leave on a high note, make yourself feeling good when it's all said and done. So that I understood, but he looked great. That was the best that I have seen a reliever look in months.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's hyperbole. I'm just trying to see how many pitches that he did throw. He threw 13. You're right.
Yeah.
It's the best in months that we've seen from a relief pitcher, and he did look pretty dominant. His stuff was good. His stuff played. He was throwing 100 miles an hour. He was throwing pitches with movement that were off the plate that guys were expecting to be a fastball and just were swinging through them. Now there's also the point of, do you just give him a little, like only go that one so people don't get to see him a little bit more, and you can really unleash him in the postseason too. So wasn't it Frankie Rodriguez that did that? It was, how much did he play? Do you remember, Parker? How much did he play ahead of the postseason?
Parker wouldn't have been old enough to know that, would he?
I was 6.
But I was say he's probably not old enough to have known that.
No, he didn't start.
But he's an Angels historian.
Yeah, he didn't start getting run until that playoff. Before that,
right.
Yeah, they were just like some testing. I think he may have done similar to Roki. Like he didn't get hurt, but he just like was thrown in there a few times, and then all of a sudden they caught fire with him. Actually, he didn't even have an amazing playoff. He had like one good series, and then the year after he turned into what he turned into.
Right.
All right. I mean,
so we don't want that. We want him to turn into the amazing.
We need to do that now. We need that right now. I will say this: what he looked like last night would give me a level of confidence to let him have a 9th inning. Now, I would like to see it before then. Like maybe he gets an opportunity, whether it's today, whether it's over the next 3 games after that in Seattle. But to give him a chance at a 9th inning, I know it's not going to be like what the playoffs are, especially once the Dodgers have won the division. But just to give him a taste, just like some idea of what it's going to be like to try to get those last 3 outs. But if his stuff is playing like last night, I mean, the velo being up, because that was the big thing, right? We'd heard all about this velocity coming out of Japan, and we just hadn't seen it with the Dodgers. So for him to hit triple digits it made me wonder, Greg, was he maybe pitching hurt longer than we knew for there to be such a drastic difference in velocity?
Well, so yeah, there's something that goes on with him, and I don't know I think who was it that noticed it with the knee? Was it you, Parker, that noticed it with like his leg kick, where it's like it was a tighter leg kick that they showed?
Mechanics were definitely off.
Yeah, so it's some of that, but that was the whole thing. Remember when he came over, his whole thing was, tell me why I'm losing velocity. Yeah. Help me figure out why my velocity is dropping. And when it dropped again, and he went to the minors, we thought that it was all said and done. So they must have figured something out with his velocity that got it to go back up to the point of what we were used to. Now, does it stay? Does it stay up there, or does that velocity drop again after a couple of innings? So we have to kind of pay attention to it and see if this is the real thing or if it was just this one outing. So it's okay to be excited about Roki and saying like, okay, maybe he's going to be this dude that's going to help us in the bullpen and all that stuff. But let's see what it looks like the next couple of outings, and that's why we were talking about it yesterday. There was only 5 games, now 4 left, and he's going to get 2, maybe 3 opportunities before the postseason. Let's see what those look like, and hopefully he goes multiple innings.
Yeah, I'd like to see it. I also think, again, when, I'm not going to say if, when they clinch the division, then I think that gives Dave Roberts a little more opportunity to sort of play around with things, play around with guys coming out of the bullpen, just to kind of get another look. Because they really have, they don't have the luxury of time anymore. They spent a lot of time trying to get Tanner Scott right, trying to get Kirby Yates right. Trying to get Blake Trinan right. I did see in the chat, somebody mentioned, I think it was Sherry mentioned that Blake Trinan shaved. I guess he's trying anything at this point to get himself right.
Do what works.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm fine with it. Just figure out how to throw strikes. If anything else. Okay, enough about the bullpen. That was great. I guess we got to figure out Justin Robleski too, though, right? Parker, he locked it down in the end. I feel like Robo is one of those guys, though, who has his playoff spot locked. I feel like he's done enough that we're going to see Justin Robleski in the playoffs. I don't know if it's a closer spot, Parker, but we're going to see Robo in the postseason.
Yeah, I think that I'm feeling more comfortable with him, but it's just and funny enough, I mean, this is another guy who started as a starter, so it's keeping on this theme of, hey, it's actually not all that weird. It's not too crazy of an idea to think that starters will be the guys. And you just look at this team, how things were last year. You had a bullpen who was dominant, and the starting pitching was the issue. So the bullpen helped carry, and now it's time to do the exact opposite. And I mean, Greg has had the piggyback idea for all these these last couple weeks, and Robo plays into that. He is a starter who can literally piggyback off of anybody if needed. So I think that the versatility he brings, and I mean, last night showed it. It's a high leverage situation in the 11th, and I mean, he did his job.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I am surprised because and look, credit where it is due, because somehow they pitched through that 10th inning, where you get a couple of guys on. At one point, you got the bases loaded, and then the combination, one out, the combination of Jack Dreyer and Blake Trinan somehow pitched through that win. I think all of us watching were just, it was a matter of, okay, so who drives in the run for the Diamondbacks? It's not will they drive in the run. It's going to be who drives in the run. And the answer was nobody. So that was really great to see. So shout out. Look, we've hammered these guys when they have played poorly. I feel like it's worth, praising them when they get the job done. And last night, even if it was rocky, they did get the job done last night.
With Trinan, it feels like if all he has to do is get one guy, one out, then he's usually pretty locked. It's when he has to do all three. He has to get all three outs, and the control starts getting wild.
Yeah, he can get 2 outs, it seems. It's that third out that seems to be the problem with Blake Trinan, especially the last couple of months. I've seen the offense last night, Greg. I thought was good, not great. I mean, it scored 4 runs across the ball game. I don't know your feelings on what we saw at the plate yesterday. It was a tough night for Max Muncy for sure at the plate.
Tough night. He could not figure out that curve at all. Every time I was sitting there watching the game, I was like, oh, he has 2 strikes. He's going to strike out on this curve real fast. Boom, bam, drop over and over and over again. So that was it's a typical outing for them. They got hits when they needed to. They got 4 runs. That's a typical what you're going to get for the most part. And what you're going to see in the postseason, because it's going to be against good pitchers. So now whether or not what's his name? What's the starter for the Diamondbacks name? What Nelson?
Today?
Yeah.
Oh, Ryan Nelson.
No, yesterday. Yeah, Ryan Nelson yesterday was pitching really well. And he looked really good, and they got to him for a few. So that's all that they got 3 off of him. They got the big home run. So look, I'm not upset with the offense. I think the offense is going to be what it is, and they're going to continue to hit when it comes down to it. I mean, Shohei started the game off with a home run. I don't care. I know he got a triple, but that in any other ballpark that wasn't in Arizona or in Colorado that was gigantic. Yeah, that was a home run in any other situation. So like the offense was kind of doing what it needed to do. They're not going to get 8 runs every single night. It's just not going to happen. Yeah. But it was, so I wasn't upset with it. It was who they are.
Hey, Tommy Tanks waking up, boys.
Tommy Tanks, 3 hits last night.
3 hits for Tanks. Yeah.
I mean,
and a great catch in the outfield.
Yeah. Great catch in the outfield. Played solid defense. I don't know what Jeff Spiegel's going to do when Tommy Edman and Ben Rortvedt are carrying this team to another World Series title.
He's so weird. He defends Conforto to like his last dying days, but then doesn't like Rortvedt, and it's weird.
Jeff, we love you. It's just weird. That's all. That's all. But yeah, Tommy Edman had a big game last night, including what ended up being the game-winning RBI with his hit in extra innings. So again, guys starting to come around offensively, getting contributions from a lot of different places. So that is a good thing. The starting pitching continues to be great. Parker, I mean, I didn't think Blake Snell had his best stuff last night. He was always dealing with traffic on the bases, but it was vintage Blake Snell in that with all that issue, he only gave up the 1 run through 6 innings. I mean, again, another starting pitching performance that you can feel good about.
Yeah, and that's just all we want. We just want to feel good about each starting pitching performance, and we have. Even when Glasnow the other day allowed 4 in the first, I think, against the Giants, he still picked himself back up and finished strong, and I was feeling confident in him. Same with Snell. Even if the stuff wasn't there or the command wasn't necessarily what we wanted, he gutted it out, and he got through 95 pitches in 6 innings. Boom. That's what you've been asking for all year. Just, get through 6, get through another inning after that, 7. And then if you can get to 95 to 100 pitches, amazing. And he did just that. And Snell is in good form. Even if he didn't really have his stuff, Snell is in playoff form. And I'd argue, obviously for the wild card series, potentially not the way it's going to line up, I'd argue I want him game 1.
Yeah, that's going to be the big thing for Dave Roberts is figuring out who his game 1 starter is going to be. Is it Snell in 1 and Shohei or 2? Is it Shohei in 1? Yamamoto in 2. There are real things to try to figure out with this rotation for that, especially because I think if you don't pitch Shohei, a lot of people are going to wonder, and especially if you lose and you don't pitch Shohei, people are going to say, well, why did you hold him back when he's been maybe your best pitcher all year? Which perfectly gets me to, I saw this on Dodgers.com, a story from Mike Petriello that says 6 increasingly unhinged ways to use Otani in the playoffs. So I will, I'll go through the list of 6 here. 1, he's just the designated hitter and never pitches. Which is like,
okay, no, that's wrong.
That's not unhinged at all. That's just kind of like, okay. 2, he's the starting pitcher and then remains in the game as the designated hitter, which is pretty much what he's doing now. Okay.
Yeah.
3,
is that unhinged?
3. So now
is it going to be 4?
Those are very hinged. So 3, we're starting to get a little creaky here. The designated hitter then enters in relief, which has been discussed. Hasn't happened, but it's been discussed. 4,
he'd have to play in the outfield. He hasn't even taken outfield.
Okay, so 4, he's the DH, then a relief pitcher, and then moves to the outfield. So
there's 3. So 3, they're saying DH relief pitcher out of the game.
I guess in theory, he just closes the game.
1 and 3 are stupid. Let's cut those out.
So like 3, I'm assuming 3 means he closes the game out. Like he comes in as a reliever and then gets the final outs. Ball game over. No worries. So 4, DH, then a relief pitcher, then moves to the outfield, which means he's your bridge to someone else, potentially, right? Who that someone else is, I don't know, but he's someone.
Well, that man.
Okay, now 5. This is where we start to get a little off the rails. Oh, there's 2 more.
Yeah, there's 6.
So 5. He's the starting pitcher and the designated hitter and also the closer.
That's not even possible. You're the starting pitcher. And you continue when you come out of the game as a starting pitcher, you can't come back in as a closer. No.
I mean, I don't know what the Shohei rule. If he's the DH, can you do that? I would guess.
No, you can't pitch him 2 separate times. Once you're out of the game as the pitcher, you're out of the game as a pitcher, right?
Let's see.
That can't be in the rules that you can pitch a second
even
time.
Us out here.
Well, see, there's the DH. The DH part of it makes it weird, but you can do that. Like if you were to go to an outfield spot or play first base, you could come back and pitch again. Just I don't know how it works with the DH. And I'm saying that because I'm reading the article.
You can't pitch again, can you?
So that was MLB.
In the article, now you're wondering, has this ever happened before? Maybe not exactly like this, given the DH aspect of it, but it's not exactly unheard of for a pitcher to start a game, finish a game, and not throw a complete game either. Sam McDowell, in this example, moved to first base. So sudden Sam McDowell started a game, went to play first, and then came back to finish it out. I mean, once you're in the game, you can move around. So, like, again, I don't know how it works as a designated hitter, but if you were to, like, in theory, you could, take Kershaw, start him, move him to first base for an inning or two, and then bring him back later if you needed to, because he's still in the game. You're just switching positions
you lose your DH.
I would
in
think
that
you
situation
lose the DH.
then.
I would
lose. That means that pitchers have to start either hitting or you're using a pitch hitter every single time.
Right. Okay.
That's super strange.
So then here's the last one, which is incredibly
say.
unhinged. He's the starting pitcher and the designated hitter and also the closer and then an outfielder. So that's, I guess, if it goes to extras and he's trying to close.
What was the Thanos saying? I'll do it myself.
Yeah, fine, I'll do it myself. I mean, that would be, first base Bugs Bunny, left field Bugs Bunny, center field Bugs Bunny. Like if that's what we were doing.
Alexander Guzman says, show is the pitcher, catcher, DH, outfielder, and coach.
And coach, yeah, he's doing it all.
Cool
so, but if you want to go check it out, it's from Mike Petriello. You can find it at Dodgers.com. 6 increasingly unhinged ways to use Otani in the playoffs. So
that's all very strange.
You can decide how feasible they are.
Yeah, but it is interesting. You're talking about the number one starter. You said Blank Snell.
Sure.
I was always thinking that was Yamamoto, but thinking about it right now, Yamamoto's pitching today. So if Yamamoto's pitching today, it would only be 4 days of rest, and that's not enough time for him to pitch on Tuesday. So he can't be the number one starter. He probably has to either pitch in game 2 or even game 3. It might go Otani. I think it actually lines up, and you guys were talking about it with Jeff in the group chat. It lines up Otani, Snell, Yamamoto.
Yeah. I mean, I know that the Dodgers have really been trying to work the schedule so that Otani was pitching on Tuesdays, and the fact that game 1 of the wild card would be on a Tuesday. I mean, I don't know if they looked on a Tuesday. I don't know if they looked down the road and saw that and started kind of working the schedule out, or if it just coincidentally happened to line up that way. But it would be on what is Shohei's generally normal day to start a game. So, I mean, I don't think
that's what it looks like it's going to be.
Seals it, but it gives it a pretty good chance of happening.
Yeah.
So,
and then that gives you all the options are right there. You can pitch Glasnow, Sheehan, and Kershaw out of the bullpen. We never have to see Anthony Bonda or Blake Trinan or Tanner Scott or Michael Kopech or Kirby Yates or any of the Jack Dreyer or Alex Vesia. By the way, Alex Vesia, bad. He's
been
bad yesterday.
He has taken a seat on the struggle bus in his last few outings, without a doubt.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
Enriquez, bad. All of them bad.
Well,
don't want to team.
Right now, the Dodgers have 2 options. They have guys who can't throw any strikes, or guys who throw too many strikes and get hit really hard.
If you're going to throw a strike, Edgardo Henriquez, don't put it middle with no movement. So the guys say, "Ooh, here it comes," and now I swing. Boom, big hit.
All right.
Pretty frustrating. But we can always just. Oh no.
Keep our heads up. Hey.
Today, series finale there in Arizona, 12:40, first pitch time. Yoshinobu Yamamoto. What I'm seeing is Jalen Beeks. Oh, we got confetti. I'm seeing Jalen Beeks. I thought it was going to be Zach Gallen, so I'm going to say the Diamondbacks pitcher is TBD. But a win means the Dodgers win the division. I'm going to ask you, Greg, if they win the division today in Arizona, do they take a dip in the pool again?
Oh, I would love for them to take the dip in the pool, but they won't. That was the one-time thing. That was the Yasiel Puig. I'm going to just run on out there. Be amazing.
Which, by the way, it happened they've done it hours after the game was over. It wasn't like
it wasn't like, they didn't run out there and jump in the pool.
Right? It's like, hey, we got the third out. Let's go jump in the pool. It was like the ballpark was empty. Like the game was long over. And they got in the pool, and the Diamondbacks, got their knickers all twisted about it. Whatever. Anyway, 12:40 first pitch time. We'll be back with you tomorrow to talk about it, of course, here on the ESPN LA YouTube channel. Stick around. Sedano and Cap Morning Extravaganza coming up next. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Thanks to LAX for Parker Bell, for Greg Bergman. I'm Marcus Grant. This has been the Blue Review presented by LAX. See you tomorrow at 6:30, everybody. Go Dodgers.
Blue Review.
See you. Blue Review.